PolicyMe recently raised $3.3 million in funding just a couple of months ago in March. What are some of the biggest things you've learned from working with investors, raising money for a growth startup such as PolicyMe?
A few learnings. It definitely is not easy, I would say. I'm not sure we went into it naive about it, but typically you're just used to seeing headlines of this company raised this much money, and it feels like everyone is getting money without doing a lot of hard work, and I wouldn't say that's the case at all. So definitely be prepared to invest a lot of your time into doing this. In our case, we had my co-founder Andrew and our CEO pretty much invest his almost full-time capacity for about 4 months to get us through this raise. Starting from initial conversations to investors through to much more kind of extensive conversations with some who wanted to participate in kind of second and third conversations, through a due diligence cycle where they want to look at kind of all of your metrics and data in a lot of detail, through to actually getting all the legal paperwork in place in order to close the round. So that is like a significant amount of time, and it doesn't happen without a lot of hard work and a lot of kind of support from your co-founders as well, who are now kind of down a person in the company and at the same time where it's very important to maintain like strong growth. Because investors will be looking at that month over month if the process drags on for quite some time. So it's definitely a team effort, and it's something that you should be prepared to like invest a lot of time in. And then I think that's the first. The second is try and narrow down your list earlier versus just going through the like spray and pray process. It's not cold emails have a much kind of lower chance of being responded to than a warm intro from someone that you know. So definitely spend time looking at your network, understand what connections they have with investors, and try and get them to kind of open that door for you. Don't get too discouraged. There's a lot of ups and downs through the process, a lot of no's when you think you got pretty far with them or that they were really sold in a meeting. That can make you feel like, oh man, this is never going to close. But one day it'll happen and you'll find the right partner, and it'll be worth all the work that you put into it.
And when you first got the news that it's going through and it's happening, what are those first feelings? Like, is it excitement and motivation, or is it pressure because now you have to really, get to work?
Yeah.
More eyes on you? What are those first feelings that you get when you go through a funding round?
I think for us it was a bit of relief. Just because those last couple of weeks, especially through the due diligence process, they start asking really specifics, and every time you have to hand over a piece of data where you're like not convinced it's the best KPI out there, that you could have done better, you just like worry that it's gonna make you lose the deal or kind of like end the conversation. So there's a lot of that anxiety in those final weeks where they're really digging in deep into kind of your operations and your data and stuff like that. So that part is nerve-wracking. So day one, you're just like, wow, can't believe it's actually over. And then after that, a lot of excitement. I wouldn't say our investors have put on this feeling of like extreme pressure or anything like that. They are kind of winning alongside of us and providing a lot of good feedback along the way. You got to remember that they do this as a profession, so they've seen highs and lows from all their portfolio companies, so I'm sure they're used to it, and it's always good to be like very transparent with them along the whole way, so they're bought in to kind of some of the issues that you're facing and can help you solve them versus trying to hide those issues from them.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Smarter Loans YouTube channel for more videos that will help you make smarter financial decisions.